The mission of a mother. Please note that this text focuses on the mission of a mother, not just her role. God gives the concept of mission a different evaluation than human thought does, because every calling defined by God has a broad, large-scale, and all-encompassing meaning. Human thought, on the other hand, is confined to a narrow scope. As for the idea of human beings' existence in this world, this lineage was created by God to be the executors of a universal mission. That is why every person has been given the individual gift of ability to fulfill their missionary role. How a person uses this individual gift, whether for its intended purpose or not, determines whether they reap God's wrath or God's grace for their destiny. The mission of humanity itself is to receive a rational mind. This cannot be acquired without a connection based on true love between people. Regarding the issue of love, I must state that this feeling has been altered today. The connection that currently exists between people is an egoism disguised as love, which has nothing in common with genuine love. However, people no longer feel this and believe that they love. Therefore, one thing must be remembered well. True love is based solely on selflessness. Every person is truly an individual executor of the universal human mission. This is proven by the law of the universe. To the one who acts, the weights are counted not of grace but of duty. And as for duty, this is a missionary role that is defined for every individual by the universal genetic law and is what determines a person's manifestation in this world. That is why a person is not asked if they want to be born. This is all a result of actions that are calculated according to a law, the fruit of the deeds of our ancestors. Thus, everything in this world is accomplished with a plan and purpose. There is no such thing as chance. Indeed, if this were not the case, the universe would not function in such an orderly and precisely calculated way, and there would be chaos. As for the mission of Mother, to form an understanding of it, I will refer to the law. For Adam was formed first, and Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman, being deceived, was in the transgression. But yet she will be saved in childbearing. She continues in faith, love, and holiness with modesty. As you can see, the law states that true motherhood is an essential part of fulfilling one's mission. A person's sins are forgiven only when they accept their missionary role and fulfill it. This means that creating a family and having children are one necessary part of the missionary role, but not the whole. The most important thing is how the parent raises the child. The law states that mothers are more compassionate toward their children than fathers. This means that mothers are given the decisive role in raising a child. Of course, this should not be surprising or unacceptable to anyone, since the growth and development of the fetus happen through the mother's soul and body. As the law also confirms, the body is conceived in the mother's womb and the soul gives it form. What is created is kept for 9 months in fire and water, and her womb endures her creation that was formed in her. Here I would like to comment on whose soul is being discussed. It is, of course, the soul of a mother, which grows a fetus in her body and mobilizes her entire body for this purpose. Of course, I would not need to prove this if science had not denied the existence of the soul and studied it. Then religions would not have dared to do so much and darken people's mind in this way. For the soul, it is a field that needs the right environment to function and maintain its given forward. The fetus does not have this ability because it is not only imperfect but also needs to be perfected. Therefore, when a woman has an abortion and removes the fetus, she debases and blocks her own soul, which is a fall into sin. I will continue with the mission of the mother and tell you, based on everything said above, it is clear that the mother's missionary role has a much greater place in the child's destiny than the father. So let's get a good understanding of it. Since the mission of humanity is to receive a rational mind, it does not take much effort to realize that ideal motherhood requires the status of a rational woman according to the laws established by God. As long as a child has a mother and father in this world and has not lost direct contact with them, the foreign sections directly or indirectly affect the creation of the child's destiny. The mother's heart's wisdom has the greatest influence in forming a child's good qualities according to the law. Who has put wisdom in the heart or given understanding to the mind, it is not the Lord, and the heart knows its own bitterness, and the stranger does not share its joy. As for the bitterness of the soul, it comes from sins. The heart cannot withstand the weight of their comprehension, gets sick, and therefore cannot perform its function perfectly. That is, it cannot supply the brain with the necessary quality of blood. This is necessary from the kind of thinking that can reach the mind. Therefore, it is necessary for a mother to have a healthy heart so that unhappy events are not recorded in the child's destiny. However, this is a necessity, not a sufficient condition. The sufficient condition is wisdom of the heart, which is achieved by knowing and keeping the laws of the universe. So it is clear for a child to be raised as a decent, honest, kind, and intelligent person, and for no unhappy events to be woven into their destiny. It is necessary for the mother to fulfill her mission, which means for her to have a wise heart and a rational mind. Mother, your mission is great in the work of raising a child's well, for if you wish, you will receive such a favor given by the Lord that with your courage you will defeat even the oppressor. This you will achieve only by recognizing and repenting of your own sins. And if you do so, then your child will be raised as a blessed person, and no misfortune will befall them. Now I will answer the question that most people will inevitably have. And this question is, what role does the father have in raising children? To avoid any superfluous explanations, I will answer with the law of the universe. If any woman has a husband who does not believe and he is willing to live with her, she must not leave her husband, for the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Otherwise, your children would be unclean, but now they are holy.